starting off. It's 7:01. Hey, looking pretty good. Okay. Welcome to Animating Stuff. All right, so we'll just start this show right now and see what we got here. First of all, just want to make sure I got everything that I need. So that's the logo. And then that's me. What happened? Oh, I'm in the wrong camera. Well, that's good. Okay, somebody sneaks in here and changes this at nighttime. I swear to God, somebody comes in here, changes all this stuff. All right, so this is video capture, and I just need a different camera. I need this one. This is what I need. There we go. Haha, there. See, nice and sunny. Okay, good. Hey everybody, welcome to Animating Stuff. My name's Jim, and is this recording? I don't know, maybe it is. I'm just going to set this up now, and then we'll go back. We'll record this again, and so if you have any comments, you can put them in the chat over there. And let me just set this up so I can see if I can see myself. And it says it's live. Yes, that's good to see. Okay. Content, that's live video. I don't know, I can't really tell. Let's see. Let's see. All right, so we're going to open this up. And it's going to say, we want Barbie. Klaus Barbie. All right, so now it's working. Okay, there it is. Animating Stuff is live. Welcome. Let's see. And there I am. Okay, I'm just yapping away. Let's see. All right. Okay, turn that down. And yeah, I'm in the wrong. My aspect ratio is so embarrassed. Sorry, my aspect ratio is kind of slipping there. So let's go back and fix this, shall we? See, that looks very bad. Very bad. Okay. So, what am I doing there? I'm saying okay. See, I'm going to stretch this out. Whee! And for some reason, I can't. That's weird. Look at that aspect ratio. It's like, that's odd. Okay, well, it's very strange. Okay, well, anyway, hey guys. So I'm going to start talking, and we'll see how many people show up. And we'll go from here. All right, so that's looking pretty good. Logo's there. And Animating Stuff logos here. Oops, that didn't pop up. Why didn't it pop up? Okay, so if I turn this off, okay, turn that back on. Animating Stuff logo is not there, but it's here. Okay. Then I have a browser like that. We went over that last time. Okay. So let's begin the show. Now it's time for Animating Stuff. Welcome to Animating Stuff. This is a live streaming event that you are now experiencing. We hope you enjoy this, and we'll see how many people show up. I don't think anyone's going to show up. I always say that, and then I'm disappointed. No, I'm not disappointed. I'm actually happy when people show up. So let's get a little ground rules here. Let's see. Go back to this. and let you know. Oh, Melissa is here. All right, great. I'm looking at the chat right now. Melissa is here. And let me just put a little chat to her. If I can spell. There we go. All right. So yeah, so you're bored. So here we go. We're gonna do something fun today. I'm actually gonna animate some more stuff. That's this project I'm working on. I'm actually working on an episode very quickly that I thought might be a good one. It's some footage of me and a friend of mine, and we're doing reference footage for the M&Ms. And let me see if I can switch over here so you can see. Oh, thanks for the intro. Okay, yeah. So I'll just I'll address your comments as we go. Looks like there's only me and you, and maybe someone else, but that might be me. Two of me looking at myself, and then you. So anyway, call your friends, your family, your brother, everybody to watch this thing. Well, maybe not. Okay, so I'm going to switch over here. It's really hard to do, flipping back and forth like this. Okay, so what do we want to do? We want to look at this. Is this it? Yeah. This is my, this is Premiere. And this is an episode that I just did. It's very short. And that's me with the yellow M&M, because it's all about this thing I've been hanging on to for a while here. It's from this Lost M Adventure. And what the Lost M Adventure is it's a 3D film that exists in Las Vegas. It's still being shown there, and it's a part of M&M World. And these are, I don't know how good this is going to look. I mean, this is kind of a copy of a copy of a copy, and that's why it looks kind of bad. I think the farther away you are, the better it looks, but the bigger it is, the worse it looks. So anyway, this was the Lost M Adventure. It's a 3D film in Las Vegas, and basically it's the red M&M takes his M off his chest and sells it to, because they're in casino and he gets money, but he places a bet and he loses his M, and so it goes from there. And so this is a scene that I animated. I worked on the yellow M&M, and I'm going to try to play this without mute dialogue right now. And like I said, it's 3D, so a lot of stuff is like coming out at you like that. So this is where they get thrown in back to Vegas, and they come out on this platform that goes over the audience, and then there's an actor over on the right side of the screen talking to them, and they're interacting with that person. And then red is pushing this button, and then everything starts to get sucked up. And there goes yellow. He gets sucked in first. Wah! And then red gets sucked in, and then everything on the screen gets sucked in. And we go to these two guys. So that's me and my friend Kirby, and we're acting out the scene in this film. So we're acting like red and yellow, and this guy's an actor. He's a real person, and I'm kind of doing the dialogue. You'll hear the dialogue on here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to finish this right now, and I'll show you. Oh, look at that. I'll show you what I do here is to make one of these episodes. So I'm almost done. So I'm just going to go ahead and import my logo. Yeah, this is really bright, huh? So let's go back down here. We're going to find the animated educated logo. Maybe I shouldn't show this. This is like, behind the scenes. But I basically take the same logo and I pull it from there and I put it at the beginning of the film, or the episode, like this, and I find the spot where I say animated educated. Today you're gonna learn a little bit. Oh, I haven't said it. Maybe I said it here.
Animated educated.
So there we go. Animated educated. All right. So let's go back.
Everybody's Jim of animated.
So right there, animated.
Of animated.
All right, right there I say animated. And what I do is I take this logo and I put it over here, and then I size it up. So here we go. I just kind of go into these controls, which I can't find right now. Here it is, called effects. And I zoom in, make this real big, put that down here, put that over there, because I want to say the word animated. See? Animated. And then when I say educated, it zips back. So right in there, you're saying educate. So right in there, we'll just do this real quick. Set a keyframe, and then we'll zoom back.
Educated.
All right, so that's where he says educated. So we'll bring this back. Not too small. That's too small. Let's get it about here. We'll size this up. So what I'm doing here is I'm actually going to make this and put it on the channel, and maybe save it for tomorrow, because it turns out a lot of people will go look at this at a certain time of day, and right now people aren't watching stuff, I don't think. At least that's what they told me on that internet thing. So let's see. So here we're going to have it go.
Educated. And today you're going to learn a little bit.
So blah, blah, blah. So here we're going to just kind of fade it off. All right. So we'll just find a spot like this. All right. So like right in here, we'll just hit that for that. We'll go back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. That's 1 second. So we're going to fade out in 1 second. Just like that. All right, so it's a little jumpy because it's playing a bunch of stuff right now.
Jim of Animated Educated, and today you're gonna learn a little bit about M&Ms. Yes, this is the
M&M's Zimzims. I think that's just the recording, but okay, so there's all the stuff I need, and I talk about this. That's just something that I started to take this out. And then, yeah, we go into here, and then we go right back to this, and we go right back to the same thing again. So we'll go in here, find the library. Where's all my stuff? It's in a bin. Is it in here? Here it is. So there it is, Animate Educated. So I click on that, and I pull it across. Oops. I click on it, I pull it across. There we go. Doink. And now, when I'm yapping away here, at the very last thing I say is...
we'll see you next time on...
Right there, Animate Educated. All right, so just do the same thing. Scooch that down. Click on this. Make it smaller. You have to go into this effects control. There it is. And then we'll bring this down. And we'll make this smaller. It's going to be about that big because there's going to be a bug right here, which is the subscribe button is right there. So I can't really put this on top. All right, so yeah, so something like that's good. We'll bring this over and we'll bring it down. That's where it's going to go. So I usually work backwards here. I see where I start to say...
Educated.
Right there, educated. Okay. Come on. Come on. Okay. Alright, so right there, we're going to leave it at that. So what we'll do is this. We'll just add a keyframe for there. And we'll go back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. and it's gonna go like this. It's gonna kind of overshoot this way, and then we're gonna go back to where I start to say animated.
Animated educated.
Whoa, real fast. Okay. So right in here. Okay, so we'll just scooch this back. Whee! 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 So now when we play it, it looks something like this.
Animated educated.
All right. And we'll have it slow down right in here. We're going to select this and we're going to put it ease out so it slows down. It's called ease in. And so it's going to slow down into that pose. It zips forward and it pops back this way. Like that. Okay. Maybe I can move it a little bit further back. See, I'm tweaking it. I'm like, I go, whoops. Oh, watch out. Okay, we don't want to jump all over here. Let's see. So maybe we'll just move it a little bit. There we go. Still got that little bug right there. All right. And I look like I'm about to fall asleep too. So it's a good time to stop.
On animated educated.
Bring, bring. Oh gosh. That's my phone. You like that phone? But someone's talking right now. I can't get on this phone call right now. Otherwise, I'll never get off the phone. So hopefully they'll just stop calling. All right. Stop. Wow, they're consistent, aren't they? They really want to talk to me. Okay, there, they stopped. All right, so that's looking pretty good. Okay, so right now, there it is. That's how I animate, or that's how I put together a show. So now you can see my magic. And you can go, wow. It's amazing. Okay, so now what we'll do is we'll just spit this out. We'll go here. We're going to save it first. Let's go ahead and save this whole thing. And then we're going to export it. Export media. And it flips over to something else here. You'll see it in a second. Here we go. Flips over to this. Offline material is present in this export and will be encoded in offline. I don't know. I've never seen this before. So I'm a little worried what that means. Now this says low source here. Adaptive low bitmap. I don't want it to be low. I want it to be high. High bitmap. Okay. And then I want this not to be in this thing. It's in the wrong folder. What? How many times have I told you it's in the wrong folder? So let's put it in the right folder. There we go. It's in the right folder now. Yes, it's in the right folder. We'll save it. And we'll call this something else. Lost M. Okay. And then we will make sure. So there it is. It's where it's supposed to be, right here. It says it's going to be outputting at 1920 by 1080, 29.97 frames per second. That's what this is. It's looking good. All the stuff are there. Push export, and it'll start doing this export. So we won't sit here and watch this. Unless you're really bored, then we could do that. But I'm not going to do that. So I want to switch over again. And we'll get out of this. And there I am. Hi. So now I'm going to go over to where I can see the comments. And I can see what's going on here. Yes. Okay. Hey, there's somebody. There's Kristen is there. All right, so somebody's there. All right, so this is, I know I promised you guys animating things and stuff. Yeah, this is supposed to be animating stuff, but it says it's like Premiere stuff. So I think I got the wrong channel or something. Yeah. So let me go through and pull out what I was going to show you in the first place. Let's see. All right. Trying to find my cursor. When you have two monitors, sometimes the cursor goes a totally different way and you're trying to find it. Okay, so let's do this. Let me go back to here and I'll switch to this other program, which is this right here. So I'll show you what I'm working on here. All right, here it is. All right, I'm going to switch now. And there it is. Now I know you're going, what the hell's that? Well, you should say that because this is a harmony file. And what I'm doing here is if I turn all this stuff on, you'll see what it is. So each one of these things is a different layer. Now, I'm having a friend of mine help me with this, and he kind of broke every single drawing into a different layer. Unfortunately, I don't know where my main character went. Imagine there's a guy right here, there's his head, his body is like right in here, and he's in the bed like that. And what's happening here is we have this spirit that's coming out of his body. That makes sense, right? And so this is just a very quick demonstration of what we're kind of trying to do here. So this is what happens is this little blob starts to grow like this, comes out of his chest, and it becomes kind of this character that floats over to him and kind of talks to him. Okay. Now I know all this stuff looks a little weird, but let me see if I can turn some stuff off and kind of just show you what I'm doing. So this is what's supposed to be happening. He's supposed to be turning into this kind of this spirit. This is the guy. So what I'm doing is I'm actually animating like this kind of, think of it as kind of like the spirit coming out of this person's chest, and it's gonna be very, glowy and not look like a flat 3D character like it is here. So that's kind of what I'm doing here, is just kind of going through and trying to keep this here. Now all this stuff is on what's called a peg. So you see how he's moving like that. What I did is I drew this head that just kind of grows into this ball of kind of glowing hair that kind of turns into this character here. See if I can turn off some of this stuff so you can see it. Oh, there we go. That's everybody. How did you do that? That's everything? Huh. How's that set up? Oh, look at that. Oh, look at this. He's got oh, okay. So he set this up a certain way for him so he can look at all this stuff. So there, I can turn all this off, I think. But see, now it turns off my drawing. So it turns off all this stuff. Okay, so that's not what I want. So I need to have that on, and I just need to physically turn off all this stuff like that. Maybe I'll leave the pillow so I know that that's where his head is, and then this railing, I'll turn that off. So his head is here and his chest there, and that's what I'm trying to do, is to make it look like this glowy thing comes out of his chest and it goes up like this, and that's where that peg comes in, because as you see, here's a keyframe and then here's a keyframe. So basically as he's doing this, the drawing is coming out of his chest, and I'm trying to keep it so it's not like too fast. So right here I'm still slowing this down because I have to do more in-betweens in through here. Okay, so I've been starting off with all this. I've been doing this on 3s, and then I'm kind of going to 2s and trying to get this to like not pop so much, but something that's very slow like that. See, something like that to there, you know, slowly going up like that. So that's what I'm doing, and I'm doing a lot of straight ahead animation just because it's kind of a organic shape, and I'm trying to get it to move and things. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go look at my comments, and if there's anything you have questions, you can send me a comment there, and I'll be glad to try to answer it. Doesn't look like there's anything there, but let's see. Let me just put something here. Not too many people on here now. All right. All right, a text. All right, so here we go. This is not a text really, it's more of a chat, huh? Okay, well, I can't really change that out. Oh yeah, I think I can. Can I edit my comment? No. Yeah, I can channel remove. I can remove my comment. Okay. I'll remove my comment. And I'll change it to, hey everyone. Sorry. It's only, there's like one person there, I think. Oh, it's not letting me do it. Okay. See, I'm learning how to chat. Hey everyone. Everybody. Let there we go. Is that good? Yeah. All right. So yeah, so let's get moving with this. All right. A lot to do here. I'm gonna be popping off about 8 o'clock because I'm not gonna stay on here all night. So so this is the deal. So we're just gonna start in betweening. So right there to there, kind of, you see it kind of moves a little quickly. So we're gonna go in here, we're gonna pull this back, and we're just gonna try to draw an in-between. Sometimes you gotta zoom in a little bit, like something like that, just so you can see more information. And so this is what I'm gonna do, is I'm gonna say like, okay, you can see kind of where his, you know, mustache kind of shape is. So just kind of whoosh that in like that, and then this one we're gonna whoosh this in here like that, and kind of make these shapes kind of blend into one another like that. Now his eyes are closed. His eyes are open, and then they kind of go into a closed. So we're gonna make a little half of that. So we're gonna kind of make a half lid like this, and put a little like that, and then maybe another kind of half shape like that. And then his brows are going to kind of go like this, and his brow kind of goes like that. And you can flip between these and just see how that feels. See that? All right. So it's closing down like that. All right, so we're here, we're here, we're here. So now we're going to go to the outer lines here and kind of curve that line around this way, curve that line kind of like that, kind of trying to find kind of an in-between shape between all these shapes, and that way it'll kind of go into that shape a little bit more easier and smoother. Doing this kind of thing like this. All right, and then this one, we're gonna bring that line kind of over like this, and kind of bring these lines up, kind of like that. Let's see. So you're seeing that the lines are there, and so you're trying to connect the lines and make the lines kind of feel like they're growing, like that. All right. So yeah, there we go. And we can add a couple more lines, maybe start some lines in through here. And we're just kind of getting a shape right in there. So when we flip back and forth, it feels like it's growing out like very slowly like that. And those lines are kind of doing their thing. So if it's going from here to here, that looks pretty good. And then from here to here, it's going to be a little bit fast. So maybe we can add another in between in there. So we'll just open this up some more. Boom. Like that. And then do this. Okay. There we go. Alright, so now I'm looking through a bunch of different layers, and sometimes that's hard to see when you're looking through 3 layers. So I'm just making 2, so I can see kind of where that mustache is. I'm just curving these lines around like that. Curving my lines around like this, in through here. Kind of bring that line up, something like this. You know, growing the shape into the other shapes like that. See? All right, and those lines are going to dissipate. So like right in here, this line is going like this. And then we got this one going up here. Very, very slow. Like that. You can see how this is all kind of coming together here. So it feels like it's just kind of oozing into this shape from one thing to another. And we'll just kind of bring that over like that. And just very carefully kind of going through this like this. Alright, so we started red there, so we can exchange this, maybe break off, make some extra lines going this way. And those lines are pulsing outwards, so they look like they're kind of floating outwards. Like that, see? Alright, so it's going like that. Alright, so the eyes, so his eyes are there, they start to go here, they start to close down. So yeah, so just go ahead and make another kind of closing down his eyes. Yeah, and then kind of just keeping his brows kind of moving along, floating along. Uh-oh. Can't I get this phone? Everybody wants me today now. Okay. Alright, so anyway, it's going up, going up. So you can see the motion there, I hope. So there, those lines are going this way. I'm going to push this line this way, this one going up that way, this one kind of crawling this way, and maybe like that. So it feels like it's got some sort of going this direction like that. Alright, so right now, it starts to turn and it goes pretty quick from there to there. So again, we just add another in between in here. You'll see what I'm talking about. So just adding 2 frames, and then from there to there, look how much that jumps. See? So we're going to add 2 frames there. Delete this one, and then we can see through here. We can see like, okay, how are we going to get this up? So we can go kind of in here like this. Get these shapes in here moving around. Looks like you're sculpting a line on here. Just doing it very slowly. Drifting over here, drifting over there, and then going back up here, kind of changing this up like that. There we go. So, and then it's kind of starting to break apart up there. It's going around like this. It's coming back this direction. Coming around like that, and then we're just kind of adding those extra lines, and this one kind of going this way. Maybe we have some more lines coming up, you know, something like that. You can see how it's going up, and we're going into this kind of stuff. So it's like boom, boom, like that. And his eyes are going to be kind of closed, like that. And they're kind of like this, because this is where they're going to be half lids. So he's kind of moving into this. Something like this. So his seems like he's going up like that. He's going like that. There we go. Keep his eyes closed here like that. So this is supposed to be the spirit of the person on the bed there. So here it kind of, we're going this direction, and then we're kind of going up pretty quick like that. So let's go ahead and make another in between of that. And this is where it just gets real, like you just keep adding in-betweens and it slows, it just smooths out everything. And there we go. And he keeps his eyes closed kind of through here. Like that. Just going in between those lines, making some fun shapes. And kind of curving around like that. All right. So that's kind of my character that I've been animating here. And then I go through and kind of add those extra wispy lines. So his lines kind of going up like this. Maybe this one's there, maybe bring that line up a little like that. And then we started a line down here, so we can make that line kind of go this way, maybe it splits apart or something. And then we can kind of bring the lines across this way. Oops. Trying to make it kind of wiggly, not too wiggly, but just kind of flowing into the other line. Now sometimes it gets kind of sharp edged here, so you just kind of, it turns sharp, and then it is a little less and a little less. But all this is interesting. This is going to be kind of faded out too on the edges. We're thinking that probably it's going to be like a glowy kind of, you know, entity. Kind of like a ghosty kind of spirit that moves about. So now it looks like he's kind of slowly going up. See? There we go. He's not taking his time going up like that. And then it's going to go up, and then it's going to go into this. So this is where it's going up like that. All right. So looks pretty good. It's getting there. Okay. So what we'll do is this, we'll take this up like that, and then whenever it goes too quickly, oops, something just goofed up. Let me just, there we go. Sometimes that happens. You flip through these things and it kind of loses, you lose one of your frames. You have to go back, just do that Control C and that'll help. But see, look how fast that is. From there to there, it really jumps pretty fast. But here, like to there, not so bad. So it's going kind of going up, and then it kind of goes in this. So we can add a few more in-betweens in here. Because I really want this to feel slowed down. So let's add a couple frames here, and then just go to this one and delete it, and then, you know, just in between. So what I do is I just kind of find the, you know, the midpoint between those two lines and kind of go down like this. And then I see that it's got kind of a jawline here coming around like that. So maybe we can kind of bring this through here like that. His eyes are kind of halfway, so we can bring that over here like this. Maybe bring that one like that, and get his, you know, his brows. His brows are kind of moving around like that, and then kind of just fake this in. Just kind of making these shapes feel like they're kind of going, turning into this stuff. Go, something like this, and you just kind of slowly kind of put this stuff on, and putting this in there like that. So everything's going to be kind of blobby, you know, it's like growing up like that, you see. What do you think of that? It looks like that looks so cool. Well, good. Yeah, it takes a while to do, but yeah. So you can see I've got 1, 1, 1, 2. So I'm trying to get all this stuff on 2s because let me show you what this looks like when it's all done. We go here, we can make exposure 2, so it makes everything on 2s, and then here, see, from there to there to there, and then it's slowing down, and then this is a real big jump. You see how fast that is? Wow. Woo! And right now he's not in the right spot because I think the tail end of him is, I mean, you know, the guy's chest is now, this is like where his knees are. His head's about here, his chest is about here, so he should be coming out of this area like that. So the only thing I'm going to have to do is just kind of animate the head of this spirit and make it so it you know, is moving the right way and then the right speed, but then I have to track to see where that tail is coming out of and make sure it stays pretty much in the same spot. Okay. So if you have any questions, go ahead and looks like I got 4 people here. Well, that's good. It says here Paul is here. Hey there, Paul. How you doing? Welcome back. All right. I think you were here last time. Or there was a different Paul that was here. But you can see how slow that looks, right? It looks pretty good. And so this is the actual soundtrack which I have to fill the time in the soundtrack. This is what we got. If I play this, you'll know what I'm talking about. You'll see some of this. So here we go.
I realized that something deep inside me, inside my soul, saw so
Got a
clearly
long
what I
time to
wanted.
go.
And it emerged and spoke for me.
And it took a long time to do that. So yeah, so this is why it's taking so long to do here. All right.
Inside me.
It's coming up like that. So what I need to do is say he's coming out of his chest. And this is where I'm still don't know. I had a drawing of the guy who was right here, but my friend Michael took it out, and he's probably got it on some other layer, I hope, because that's kind of a crucial part of this scene. So let's see. Let's go ahead and put this where it's supposed to be. So right. Oh, look, I've moved things around. I see. So when this is here, his chest is not there. All right. So what we'll do is we'll move him where he's supposed to be. So I'm assuming if this is his head, his neck's about there, his shoulders. So like right in here, I think that's where his chest is. So I'm going to put it like right about here. And this will fade up. As he gets bigger like this, he's growing tall, bigger. The glow is getting bigger. He's about there now. So maybe we need to have him, I don't know, over here. Yeah. And then he's going inside me. Alright, so here he's over this way. We still haven't established that. So let's move him a little bit over this way. Kind of playing this by like eyeball. Inside me. He's kind of going here. And then that's the other thing. You got to make sure there's like we're zooming in with the camera. So like that's what we got right there. So there's a lot of room in here for something. So that's where we're trying to get that deep inside me. He comes out of the guy's chest. Oh, that's disgusting, huh? Outside me. So we're gonna just get the chest where we think the chest might be. So this is where the chest is. I'm assuming that the chest is maybe over here somewhere. So let's go ahead and move this over. I should get Michael on the phone and you can hear him talk and stuff. So there we go. So now let's see if that does something weird. Looks like he's kind of moving around. So maybe we can, let's see, we could delete this key, just see what happens. So it brings it back. Okay. Deep inside me. So he's coming out of that spot. And so the key here is just to keep, when he's coming out of that spot has to stay there. And then he's going to kind of snake his way out like this. So maybe as we're going this way, we might have to adjust this. So this is looking pretty good. And then maybe this one here, we'll just try to keep it on a keyframe here like this. And if he's coming out like that, from the next, going from the next, like on through here, and then when it goes way over like that, ooh, that's pretty big. So let's go ahead and put him, this drawing. So here's what it is. Right now this is my, it's on this one here. So I actually want to move that key. Right now this is on the peg, so if I go like this, and I go like that, now I've got it on my actual frame there. I'm going to pull him back a little this way, and I'm going to make him bigger. And this is where it gets tricky because it's on a peg right now. And if I make him bigger, it's gonna kind of fight me. So let's put it there, and we'll just take this and we'll just play around with the size. So there's our character, and this is the peg. So I'm going to make the peg bigger. Now see, when I do that, you notice that it makes the other one. So there. So it's going from here. It's growing out like that. And it goes out pretty fast. So what we're going to do is, we don't want him to knock into the into the thing there. So we'll do this. We'll move this over. The Carol Project. How many people would you assign each character if you had a decent sized team? Oh wow, that's a good question. Let me see. Let me just move him out a little bit more this way. No, see if I can answer that. So I'm just setting this up. It's going. This is like way too fast, right? It's like a cobra about to strike. So it's too quick. Okay, it says here on your thing here, you say, it probably was a different Paul. Okay, sorry, Paul. So it says, if you had a multiple character project, how many people would you assign each character if you had a decent sized team? Oh, that's a good question. Okay, so if you have multiple characters, usually what you're going to do is try to find. Let me go back to this. Let me see if I can turn this off and address your question. Okay, so if you have a multiple thing here we go. So if you have a multiple bunch of different characters, you want to make sure that the people that you're hiring, if they're an animator, that you're looking for. If you have a funny character, you're going to get the person who's has a lot of experience with making funny gags or things like that. Make something, make it a humorous way of animating or telling the story. And if you have something that's more of a character, it's more serious, more dramatic, more real, you might find someone that's really good with live action or getting like expressions or things like that. And then they can do kind of that character. And usually what you do is sometimes you can just assign a character to one animator, so that person is in charge of doing that character, and then someone else is in charge of doing the other character. So that way, if one character I'm animating has to deal with another character, I don't have to take that character and try to figure out how to make it move, the way it's supposed to move, right? So that's what you would probably do, is find, if you have a team of people, you would assign them, each one would be assigned a different character. And occasionally, that's like a big studio. That's like Disney does that all the time. Like, Glenn Keane, he animated Ariel, right? He animated Aladdin. He didn't animate the genie. That was Eric Goldberg. But Eric Goldberg didn't animate Jafar, So they all had their specific characters that they were animating. Whoever was really good with one kind of acting style, then that person would do that character. So I hope that helped. But yeah, that would be cool. I mean, if I had a bunch of people doing something, I had a bunch of characters, like 4 characters, or they're on a quest or whatever. Yeah, I would try to find people to, like, one person would animate the hero. If there's a villain, find the person that's really good with villains, or does dramatic posing or something like that, acting, things like that. So I hope that helped. let's get back to this. So yeah, now I'm not going to go too much further on this because we're getting towards 8 o'clock. But basically you can see he kind of comes out like this, and then we kind of get lost because he goes really fast through here. So, and this is because I've moved him over this way, okay, and in a very short amount of time. So what I could do is I can adjust my time, and maybe instead of 4 frames, I can bring this to like, you know, maybe 20 frames, right? And then I can kind of grab this one, and I can pull this over here, and I can see where it's going to go, like that. So now, if he's over here, let's go ahead and, let's see, I think I can bring these guys over like that.
Inside.
So here he's going from here to here, and then he's here, and then he's kind of going this way. So now I have to kind of do a bunch of in-betweens to get him from here to here. Now there's a lot of stuff here. So this is 20 frames. So I want this on 2s. So what I could do is I could go through and just animate 10 frames, and then I could double it up, you see, and then I'll spread it out even more. So that way it'll be a little easier to work with. At least that's my plan. So here we go. We're going to bring this back down, and we're just going to see if we can get this to do what I want it to do. So let's see. So if we do it only 10 frames, like this, we'll bring this back over here like that. And so now, yeah, it does move a lot, but we'll slow that down. So now it's kind of coming out like this, and we gotta figure out, like, okay, that's 2 frames, there's 2 frames, there's 2 frames, and there's 2 frames. So what you're looking at right now, that looks pretty good. We're doing, if we had a timing chart, it would look like this. This is my spirit, so that's there, and then this one is here. So we're doing like constant motion here, right? That's constant motion. So we got 3, 5, 7, and this is 9. So this one, this would be 9 right here. Okay, I'm going to switch back over so I can see if you have any comments. We'll talk about some more. Oh, you're welcome. All right, hope that helped, Paul. So here's what we're doing. We're just going to, there's 1, and we're going to find number 5. So let's do this. We'll just go here. I was doing this in class today, and it worked pretty good. So we're going from here to here, but actually we're going from here. Now it's not working too good. Let's see. So we have this one. Yeah, this was different than this one. Okay, good. So that's yeah, so what we'll do is this. We'll see if we can get 5 in there. 5 is in the middle. So let's do this. Let's go to, this would be 1, this will be 3, and this will be 5 right here. So let's go ahead and make a little thing there, and then we'll open this up, and we'll kind of see where he is. This might be a nightmare too. Yeah, it's kind of hard to, how do you do that? It's a lot of, pretty hard. All right, so there he is. There he is. All right, so maybe we'll do this. I can put that in the, kind of got myself into a bind here. I thought I was something like that. Okay. go back down a little this way. There we go. Okay, so he's kind of not doing anything here, so he's got to do something. So if he's here, he's starting to grow here, and so this would be 1, and then I got 3, and see, this is where it gets all confusing. All right, so let's see. How do we do this? It's because we're moving the camera back like that. So maybe what I should do is I'll just turn off this one here like that, and we'll just look at what's happening here. So he's growing out like that, and we'll treat it like that. So if that's 1, this would be 3, and then this would be 5 right here. So let's see if that works. All right, and then let's pull this back so we can see kind of where it's going to go to. It's very faint, but it's really faint. He's like right there. Okay. So I think I can see it, but you can't. So it looks like this. It looks like he's got his head kind of going this direction. Like this. Like that. And this whole thing will be done later. And then he's got his mustache. And what we can do is we can just kind of make a little mustache like this. And then we can actually click on that mustache and rotate it. Physically rotate it a little bit more like that. Move it up a little bit over here. Something like that. Because I'm trying to make the mustache and the eyes, everything. And I can see kind of basically where those eyes are. They're over here. The other one's like over here. And let's see, his brow is kind of over like this, and this other one is kind of going over like that. It's very rough, but you can see he's here, he's here, he's here. Okay, and so that's 1, and then I got, this is supposed to be 5, and then this is just a copy of the same thing. So all right, so let's make that. So we can move this over, open that up, and then let's concentrate just on these 2. There we go. So maybe we can put his eye this way, other eyes like that. You can see where his brows are now, kind of swimming along through here, and his, you know, there's his thing. Now what I'm doing is I could do this very rough and then go back and clean it up, but I'm just trying to get I don't even know if this is going to work. I mean, I have a feeling it's going to work. It's just, this is a lot of work. And this is one of those scenes where it's either going to look really good, or we're definitely going to learn something about this scene, like what we should do. So far, my whole goal on this is just to make it look like he's slowly moving along. So Paul asks, would mastering the use of time chart help with straight ahead animation? Well, not really. Straight ahead is just kind of like you're just kind of putting one drawing after the other after the other. You don't really play. The pose to pose is what you plan out, and that's what the timing chart is for. But the pose to pose is kind of like what I'm doing here, is I'm making one pose and I'm just kind of trying to get to the next pose. See, that one's actually over here. So so yeah, so pose to pose animation is planned out with the chart, but straight ahead is just just free, you know, free and easy. Just keep going, you know. Oh, Dylan's here. Hey, Dylan, how you doing? So, yeah, we got a different scene for you, Dylan. See? Got this thing going like that. And, yeah, see, I messed up that line, so maybe his... something like this. So anyhow, just doing this, getting him over here, and getting him over here. So the goal here is just to kind of get him animating along and then putting him on a peg and moving him where you want him to go. So that's what I'm trying to do. Alright, so here, got this blob, so I'm just kind of going like this, and I'm not really worried about the end of the tail right now because I don't know if that's gonna actually work right now. I'm just trying to get the head of him to kind of move about, and just praying that that the client likes this, because this is gonna be the big scene that's gonna this is gonna be the kicker of the movie, I think. And if it's done wrong or looks bad, you know, it's just not gonna work. So here we go. See, he's kind of moving like that, and he's going into this pose here. So let's go ahead and put that one in so you can see what I'm doing. And I'm kind of doing, like here, I'm just kind of straight ahead animation because this is a very blobby character. You know, this is a spirit, and it can change shape, and you know, I don't want it to be real rigid. I want it to be very organic. So that's what using, you know, straight ahead animation is really good for that. All right, so we kind of get this in here like that. And as you can see, it's in the wrong spot because it's not where it's supposed to be. I gotta put this on a peg and then move it about and see if that works. Okay, so there, I got enough on here, I think. And so here's what I'm gonna do. So you see it's up to about 10. So if I take this and I make this on 2s, it should push us out a little bit more. Alright, so on 2s, yeah, so it goes out a little bit more here. So here he's holding a long time. That's because, see, I see that like four frames right here. See, that's why he's doing that. So from here to here looks pretty good, but now I need to get another in between in through here to slow that down. Okay, that makes sense? Okay, so I'll just delete these 2 extra ones. So I just had this for 2 frames. Now we're going to go to the next, because see, from here to here, it's kind of a 1, 2, and then he's kind of starting to go kind of fast right here. So if we put one in between here, it's going to look pretty good. It'll slow it down. So there we go. Look at that. You can see kind of here. I can zoom in a little bit. Maybe that will help you see it. That's what I'm doing. I'm just going through and seeing the shapes. See, I'm getting this shape and this shape. And you're looking through 2 drawings here and trying to make one drawing based on both of those. I know, it's crazy, isn't it? There we go. And it goes around, and then see, I gotta bring that around like this and kind of, you know, make this big shape. It's kind of a blob. It's kind of pushing into this one here, you know, like that. It's very organic. And this person has a lot of hair, so that's what you're trying to show, this character. This is kind of a spirit of the character in the movie, and he's got a lot of hair, and so this is kind of him. He's got a mustache, all that. So here we go. We play through it. See? That's pretty smooth. That's what we're looking for. All right. Okay. So if we minus that, minus. See? We have enough. There he goes. He's snaking out. All right. So what I did is I don't want him to be right here. So I have to use, he's on a peg. So we're going to go back out so we can see where we want to put him, because we have a lot of space in the scene here, right? So everything's kind of concentrated right here, but we have a whole bunch of negative space right here. And so we're going to add that little frame there. The keyframe is here, and we're going to click on, to move your peg, you need to turn on your animate guy and the transform tool. See, it lights it up, and it lights up this big thing because that's where I drew that. So we're going to move, whoops, click on that, and just kind of get a hold of the drawing, and whoops, not doing it today. All right, what am I doing wrong? All right, so I'm going to click and move him over here, and I'm going to shift key and pull this like that so he gets real big. There we go. Now that might be too fast. So he's going pretty fast like out. Maybe too big. Maybe he's getting too big. Looks like he's going to eat the guy or something. I don't want that. So let's pull him back a little bit. And he's also pretty far away, but that's okay. We can bring him back. So I'm going to click on here and just pull him back a little this way. There we go. So now where he came out of is like right there. So as he goes this direction, what I might do is change this, because it's impossible to make that tail stay right here, especially when you're moving this out. So I might have to change this up and make this into two things, so I can just deal with one layer where I've got the pulsating organism like right here. That right there has to stay there. So what I could do is this. I have all this all set up. All I have to do is make another thing, and maybe we can say like I don't know, what do you call that? spirit what would you call it? Spirit hole? I don't know. That sounds very disgusting. Let's see, how about we just call it spirit target, maybe, just so we know that that's where he kind of comes out of. Or target, there we go. All right, so we got a spirit target. Okay, now the thing about this, I kind of created a problem, because I've got this spirit target right now attached to the same place as this peg. So I'm going to have to unattach this, because this whole spirit is going the same place. And now I've got a little problem, because this spirit here is attached to all this other stuff. So I might take that spirit target and put it down here so it's not attached to this. So when the tail is moving away like that, so I could do this. I can, you see what I'm saying here? You see this? Like, this is kind of what I want to do. I want to keep this drawing right here, this one. Looks like a weird tongue thing. I don't know what, maybe it's a spirit tongue. No, okay, so target, where are we? Target's right here. So if I put, it starts to go away there. If I, yeah, so let's do this. Let's go ahead and grab the latest one right here. Here we go. See, there he is. All right, now watch this. This is how you solve stuff. See, this is how you do that. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Well, I do, but see, oh, and see, it's on a different size. See, that's why it popped over here. See, it's very small. It's not the same size as it was. So we may have to kind of eyeball this and blow this up. I have to get closer to see what we're doing here. But we're basically trying to line up this target right here so it lines up to that drawing as best we can. Something like that. Okay, so as long as it's here and then it's here and then it starts going away, see, we can make a bunch of these, just shift click, and so now see, that's where his chest is. So now we can keep his chest, you know, we can keep that ball of whatever that is staying right here. Okay, you see that? You see how that works? So I'm using two different layers to kind of keep this thing, yeah, something like this. So I might have to redraw this. I'll just redraw this up here like this. I could kind of do that. Alright, so now as my guy goes back like this, that target thing is going to stay there. See? And you'll say to yourself, you say, well, you know, yes, I know that, that's very interesting, but that target is going to be like not moving now. So it'll look like kind of like it's stuck there. Well, you can adjust that. You could do something like this. You could draw that one, and then you can kind of keep it alive by just drawing it a little bit different there. And then maybe this one here, we can do another one like this, and kind of, you know, just a little. You don't have to think about this. You just kind of do this like that, and like that, and there you go. And so now, if I pull this back to like there, and I click on this, and I pull this one back to there, now I've got three things. So it's gonna like kind of move. It's gonna be kept alive. All right. So here, what we'll do is we'll take this one, we'll move it there. So this is on threes, 1, 2, 3, and so we could just copy all this stuff. Let's see, this one and this one's the same. So if we just take these three drawings like this and copy them, and then put them right here, we can open this up. We can get rid of all this stuff. Just minus, right? So now we got a cycle. We have a cycle that goes from here to here, and then it goes back. So if we do this a few times like this, a few more times like that, a few more times like this, and if we connect that line
inside my
see,
side
it's a pulsating
side my side.
See, it's pulsating away. You know, you can do it a few more times if you need to. But yeah, now it feels like it's alive. That line is alive. Let me turn off the onion skin so you can see. Right? So that's a great way to keep that thing there centered, so that you're just connecting. You can make the head go wherever you like now, and it's going to stay coming out of that guy's chest, and hopefully the chest is there. But we can adjust that. We can put this a little bit farther up. So that's what I need to do now, is I need to find out where my drawing of this guy is and make sure he's there, because I don't want this to be coming out of his I don't know, somewhere this shouldn't be coming out of. Yeah, it's supposed to be coming out of his chest and not his stomach or his knees, right? Okay, so anyway, that's kind of where we're at right now. And yeah, I think I've solved a lot of problems for myself. Maybe I've opened up a few. And so I'm going to probably have to get together with this friend of mine to talk about this to make sure that this is going to work. Will this work? I think it might. Otherwise, if you're moving something on a peg like the head, there's no way you can keep that tail centered right there. So it has to be something like this, where you're, you know, he's going up like this, right? And then you're just kind of going back and trying to keep just connecting it, you know? So you're just like, if that's where he's supposed to be, like that, you're just trying to connect the lines, you know, so they kind of stay connected. But see, all this is on the other layer, you see. So now if he's over here, you know, and curve it around like that, something like this. So now, see, looks like he's made of like rubber. And oh, and if it is on twos, you see, you gotta maybe connect that, because it will start to go away from that. So there's another thing we gotta see. That looks great there, but when I go here, you see that? So I gotta like add a little extra and kind of follow it through. So now it feels like it's attached. Okay. See? There we go. So I can delete this like that. And so now, see, it's this gooey, stretchy thing that's going like this. We can turn on the onion skin so you can see kind of where you're going. And you're trying to keep that kind of tail kind of connected in through here, curving around. I have to erase some things here to just keep it so it looks like it's flowing through. Right? Go a little farther out this way, down that way, you know. See, that's gonna work. There's the soul of the guy. That's what it looks like, right? Everybody's had their soul come out of their body once in their life, right? Yeah, basically that's all it is. There we go. Curving it around. Curving it around like that. There we go. So yeah, so this is one of those scenes that it's a long one because it's all dialogue driven, and the character is like talking, and you know, it just keeps it's a lot. There's a lot of work here. So we'll just kind of bring this over like that. It's like gum. And at one point, maybe this kind of pulsing thing stays too much. You know, I can animate that so it gets smaller. Maybe, you know, the tail like gets real thin like gum and pulls apart. Something like that, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what this thing looks like. I'm just playing around with it, you know? What do I know? I don't know. Alright. So anyway, I hope that helps. I hope that was fun to watch today. And listen, you guys, if you're still there, I want to do I've been doing this Halloween kind of episode for a couple years now, and I want to do another one this year. And I thought it would be fun. I'd open it up to you guys if you're interested in actually doing a little bit of animation. If you do animation If you want to do like maybe a little segment, and I'm talking really short, like 5 seconds, 10 seconds, maybe 15. But I have a friend that has a song. It's kind of a creepy rock and roll, it's a song of a kind of spooky song. And I thought it would be fun if we could animate to it, maybe, or at least use it as the soundtrack. And I also thought it would be fun if you guys, if somehow we could connect this together so that maybe I draw a segment and then it animates into someone else's segment, things like that. It's called an anijam. And so if you're interested in doing that, let me know. We're gonna go to the community tab. I'm gonna put something there that is gonna talk about it. And I don't know if it's gonna happen or not. I've tried this in the past and haven't been able to connect with anyone. But now everyone seems to, this has gotten a lot more viewers now and stuff. So maybe people would like to join in. So I'd be interested to see if you're interested in doing something like that. So there we go. See? That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to grow out of this guy's chest and strangle him. No, it's just supposed to go like this and then kind of go back. And if you notice here, I got a lot of frames to fill. I got 590 frames. And I'm only on 260 right now. So I got a lot to do. And but hopefully, get this done. I think it's going to look pretty good. I think it's going to look pretty cool. I hope. So we'll see. Anyway, still got a lot to do on here, so I'm just going to go ahead and make this another version. Always make another version. Don't just save over the same thing. Make another version of it, and you'll be fine. And don't erase those previous versions, because you'll mess up the version you're working on, because they all go back to the same thing. All right, so yeah, okay. So I'm going to stop for today and just say my goodbyes and all that. And I hope you enjoyed this episode. I don't know if I'm going to actually play this. I might. I don't know. Let me see. Let me turn this off. There we go. And I hope you enjoyed this. And again, I'm looking into doing an anijam. So if you're interested in doing an anijam for Halloween, we got to get the things, you got to start working on it now or in the neighborhood. It's still early. We're still at the first week or so of September, but I'm going to get some information. I'll put it in the community tab up there. And if you're interested in joining in, all you have to do is have some way of animating, and it can be in color, it can be in black and white, but it's going to be in the theme of Halloween. And I think what I might do is just possibly maybe make some images. This is one way of doing it, where you have one image and then someone takes that image and you get two images. So you have a start image and an end image. Okay, so that person takes this image and animates it to this image, right? So somehow it turns into that image. Then I would have that image and another ending image, and give that to somebody else, and then kind of give you two drawings and say this is the first and this is the ending. And so everyone would have a beginning and an end, and then I could connect those together so that the beginning of one person's, they finish it, now the ending of theirs becomes the beginning of someone else's, and they have an ending frame which is the beginning of someone else's, and we can link them together in a way where we can go through everybody's animation And if we put it to a soundtrack, and it'll be pretty cool. So you can look below, down there. You can see, and what I'll do is I'll put that one thing up here. I'll put a. This is what I'll do. Okay, here we go. All right. So if you enjoyed this episode, you can push that button to subscribe, or you can look right here. This one here. Whoops. This one over here. That's the last year's Halloween show, and this one is the Anijam project. So see what you think, and we'll see you next time on Animated Educated. There we go. And that's all I say. And then I edit it, and it looks great. It's the best thing ever, huh? That's easy, right? Okay. Well, thanks again. I don't think anyone's watching now. I'll just check. And looks like someone's leaving. All right. So take care. Bye, everybody. All right. Good. I'm glad Kristen had fun. That's good. That's always good. Tell your friends. Okay. All right. Bye. See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya. How do I do this?